Welcome back to Guitar for Dummies Peer Tutoring. I'm Dan Wynn, your peer tutor. In this episode, we're going to take another look at yet another popular worship song and how to work with it in terms of dynamic, in terms of adjusting for multiple guitarists. So this is the song Great Are You Lord. I think it's All Sons and Daughters that initially recorded this. I know there's some other covers out there. So at our church, we do this in the key of A. So I'll just go quickly through the chord progression because it's the same progression through the entire song until it gets to the bridge. All right, so key of E. Now I'm going to be doing this. First, I'm going to do it one time in the standard notation, standard E major. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Saw how much I struggle with that. You see why I don't really like doing it that way. But I really do like, if I'm going to play something in the key of E and not capo up, I like doing it was called the open E method, which go back and look at that episode and you can see all about it. But here's how it goes. Okay, so it's so much easier to play it that way as well. There's yet another method that my friend Jaden showed me. He calls it a pedal chord method. The reason it's called pedal chords is imagine playing a keyboard and you play a chord on a keyboard and you can press the sustain pedal. What that does is that will keep that chord playing even if you take your hands off the keyboard. Well, in this case, in the key of E, if you play it in this power chord shape up here, this A bass power chord, go back and look at my episode on power chords and that'll make more sense to you. But you play all the other strings open. The 3 strings that are playing open there are the 2 E strings and your B string. Now, in relation to each other, in the key of E as a chord, that would make an E fifth chord. It's your root, your fifth, and your root. So it's kind of like you're playing an E fifth and then using the sustain pedal to keep that going while you play your other chords. So here's your E minor, your E major, F major, F sharp major, F sharp, yeah, E major, F sharp minor, G sharp minor, A major, D major, C sharp minor, and we're not even going to attempt that D diminished. Doesn't belong here. This isn't jazz. Sorry. Nothing against jazz. It's a great music form. Just takes way more talent than I have. So, all right. So you can play that song this way too. Get lost in it, don't you? But so yeah, so there's 3 different ways. Yeah, 3 different ways you can play that song in the key of E. You can play it with the standard notation, and if you can make that work, more power to you. By the way, you could also, here's yet another way. Well, we didn't get to the you never, it's the key of E, but you never actually play an E chord to get to the bridge on this song. Go figure. But you can play that. So you can play all your chords with that E shape without the bar. Or you can play. So. lot of strength and stamina in your grip, more power to you. You can play it like that. Takes a lot less strength and stamina to do it this way. Just saying. All right, and of course you have our good old friend, the capo. So you can just simply slap that on here at the 2nd fret, and then you go. Oh, got ahead of myself. Yeah. You'd think the simple chord progression would be stuck in my head, right? So you could do it that way. You could also do it this way when you have multiple guitars and somebody else is already doing one of those other methods. You can go up here to the 4th fret and play it like it's in the key of C major. All right, confession time. Why did I just fail about that simple F shape chord? Because I typically cheat the F and I'll do it like this instead of doing the actual proper bar chord like so. But let's face it, most of the time when you're playing the F major, it's really no fast way, I suppose there is if you practice long enough, to go from that properly barred F major to one of the other chords in the key of C. So I'd like to, there you go. So yeah, that's another option. If you know how your intervals work in terms of scales, and you know how the chord progressions work, such as in the Nashville numbering system, without having to touch make any kind of changes to your sheet music, you slap a capo on and play it as if it's in a different key. Because you know that, for example, this chord progression, which repeats throughout the song, is 4-6-5. That's it, 4-6-5. So in the key of E, that's A major, C minor, C sharp minor, and B. If we were playing this in the key of G, it would be C. If you're playing the key of A, so it would be D, F sharp minor, and E. If you want to play this in the key of C, it would be, as I just demonstrated with the capo. That's it. Let's talk about the dynamic on this song. You could kind of start it out. Go back to the key of E here. This is in a 6/8 time, which is really hard to do without doing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you could do a worse on this. I think personally, for at least for this song anyway, a better way to vary your dynamic is rather than actually cutting out notes, as it were, say just using whole notes, half notes, which is, to me, is almost unintelligible. We're talking about 6/8 time, but the same concept. Instead of doing you know, it's 1 and 2. Yeah, I have no idea if those are 8th notes, quarter notes, 6th notes, 12th. I don't know. All I know is it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you're gonna play all of that, double it up, whatever. I find it better rather than to cut out, just back off. So I would do. And then if you want to like really pick up the dynamic, you know, toward the end, it's your. So in a case like this, with this song, what works best is backing off how hard you're hitting the strings, maybe emphasizing certain beats, rather than just cutting out the number of actual strums. There may be counterexamples to this. None come to mind at the moment. Doesn't mean they're not. Again, once again, you get what you pay for. You're getting a peer tutor here for my fellow dummies out there. All right. So I think that's going to cover it for this particular song. Again, questions, comments, leave them below. And don't forget to click like and click subscribe and share this video and whatever. All right. So we'll see you next time.